Free agency is upon us. Yes, that's right. 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The new league year will begin. That means all the tampering deals are either going to be for real or they're going to be fake. And we're going to find out right here today. I'm so excited because I got a special guest on the show today. My man Jason's going to break down the breakdown. And we're going to talk about some of these big old free agent signings for the San Francisco 49ers right after this.
Breezy this, breezy that. They know I'm gold-blooded. I got the Niners on my back, you know. Breezy this, breezy that. Ain't nobody working like Breezy, and that's a fact. Overmotivated is an understatement. Gold-blooded to the core, got your squad hating. Breezy make it look easy. Breezy on everything like 05067 Wheezy. This is not a gang. Yeah, we faithful in every way. And even though we on the East Coast, very loyal to the Bay. Heavy red and gold every day. And if you really a Niner fan, I know you can relate. Applying pressure with this content like Smaller Bear. We not accepting no slander about Trey, so beware. I stay in exclusively Niner hats. And I always tell the truth, this exclusively Niner facts. Breezy this, breezy that. They know I'm gold-blooded. I got the Niners on my back, you know. Yeah. Breezy this.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Wayne Breezy, and I got the one and only Mr. Jason Hurley here. And we're going to talk 49er football for you on today. Before we get the show started, I got to check in with my man Jay. Man, what's going on, family? How you doing, baby?
Good. How you doing today, Wayne?
I'm doing good. You see the smile? I'm cheesing. The 49ers started off making a splash. Are we gonna make more splashes? That's the that's what I'm looking forward to. What about you?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what else they can do in free agency. Definitely.
I think we'll make another move or two. Would it be a big move? I don't know. Would it be a couple of medium moves? I don't know. Would it be some smaller moves? I don't know. But we got you here because you're the guru when it comes to talking cap numbers and crunching the cap. Guys, I got to give a shout out to everybody from the Breezy's bunch. I see my man Eddie G in the place to be. What's going on, family? My brother Troy, is good to see you, baby. Troy is back. He's stronger than ever. Faithful, strong. I love it. My man, how do you say this? Is it Baus? Baus. I like that. That's how you spell Baus. That's some country stuff for you right now. What's going on, family? Boss is in the building. 49er Jeff, the one and only, is in the building. My man Terrence is in the building. Terror Dome. The bishop, that's what I like to call him, is in the building. The bishop of the 49ers, my man Marty Marr, 49er Empire, is in the building. Shout out to all of the members of the Breezy Bunch. There's the hashtag. I was waiting for it. Shadow Vision's the first to do it. First to do it, baby. Man, Christy Marie is in the building. Miss Debbie's in the building. Chrissy 1687 in the building. All members of the Breezy Bunch. Now listen, if you want to become a member of the Breezy Bunch, all you got to do is click join right there, and right on the panel. It's right there. Click join, pick a package that you like. All you got to do is pick the smallest one. You become a member of the Breezy's Bunch. I do the member shout outs at the very beginning of the show. Shout out to everybody else as well. All the subscribers to the channel. I appreciate you, man. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your Patreons and your supports and all that good stuff. So I truly appreciate you guys, man. Thanks for being here. All right. Listen. Don't forget to support the Breezy This, Breezy That. More music is coming soon. Lake City and myself, we're working on some stuff behind the scenes. All right, my man Fear to God, we're gonna be putting out a nice little EP for the 49er faithful. All right, right here on YouTube. Like, hit the thumbs up, comment. All right. Don't forget to subscribe. I want to see a bunch of comments in here. Don't forget to put your hashtag BBs as well as in the chat. Again, you can become a member by joining. All right. Don't forget to listen to the podcast. All right. Right there on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify podcasts, man. You can check it out. And if you're going to listen to it on there, make sure you leave the 5 stars. All right. There's exclusive content for all the Patreon members. I'm getting better at uploading my content. So make sure you're there to check that out, as well as exclusive content stuff you can't get here on the YouTube channel. And if you're watching on Twitch, and you don't forget to follow, and you can subscribe for free using your Amazon Prime account. Also, at what's that? Twitter, the Wayne Breezy, as well as on Instagram, as well as on Facebook is the Wayne Breezy. And listen, please stop what you're doing. Go to this link, open up a new browser, go to www.twben.com/shop. All right, go to /shop and get your apparel. All right, get your hoodies, get your t-shirts. We got the women's tees coming up very shortly. They should be uploaded. Make sure you get your apparel. Don't forget to take a picture of it. You can also join the Discord. I do stuff on the Discord a little differently, so we do a lot of behind the scenes talk. So that link is in the description of the show, and I'll make sure I post anything that my man Jason is doing in the description of the show. His website will be there, as well as where you can follow him right here. He's a Twitter guy, so you can follow him right on Twitter at 49ers Cap. We'll leave that up there. Jason, it's good to have you here, man. I like it that you're here. Like, this is the second Wednesday in a row. I think we got to keep this going. I'm sorry that the time is
definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I know the time is a little different. I had to work this morning, so I had to go perform for the kiddies. But I'm glad you were available.
Yeah, I'm available. Yep.
Let's get right down to the 2 free agent signings, and then we'll talk about some of the re-signings for the San Francisco 49ers. All right. So let's get right down to that. Hold on one second, because I just want to make sure I highlight that if I see it. All right. So let's talk about the 2 free agent signings. We'll go in chronological order, right? Javon Hargrave, 4-year, $84 million contract, $40 million guaranteed. Now, $40 million guaranteed, right? That's what they're going to try to pay him. That's what he has to get out of this $84 million dollar contract, right? He's guaranteed that. I want you to explain it to everybody.
Okay. Yeah, he is guaranteed at least $40 million. It's basically a 4-year deal, like you said, $84 million. It's got $40 million guaranteed in the first 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically a 2-year deal where they can get out after year 2.
Oh, so is there 2 voided years?
No, it's a straight up 4-year deal, but they could, if he's not performing up to expectations, they can let go of him, type of thing.
Wow.
That's basically how Parag does his magic with the cap.
Wow. That's kind of deep, right? Like the way. But let me ask you this question. Why do you think players would agree to such terminology? Like, yo, man, we'll pay you, but we're gonna have an out in this if you can't keep up your performance after a certain amount of time. Why do you think players even go for that?
Guaranteed money. That's the guaranteed money. As long as they're guaranteed a boatload of money, they're gonna sign.
Okay. I got you. Now, his cap hit for this year, for 2023, is it about under $7 million, I believe?
Yeah, it's 6.615 million.
Okay. All right. So that means that the 49ers still have some money to play around with.
Yes, I actually have them right now after the Warner restructure around 12 million under. That's before the Jake Brendel deal. I haven't gotten terms yet for that deal.
Now, the Brendel deal is a 4-year, $20 million deal with $8 million guaranteed. How much more info would you need to determine how much it hits the cap like this year? I think that's kind of
basically, I need to know the structure.
Gotcha.
Basically, his base salary, his signing bonus, any workout or roster bonuses.
I like that.
Basically.
I like it. Grade the Javon Hargrave signing. Like, what would you give that? An A, B, C, or D? Chris Kosaric gets another guy. We saw a lot of defensive linemen like not come back to the 49ers, but I definitely felt like he got an upgrade there. What would you give that as a grade for the 49ers?
If I could go an A+, I would, but I'll go an A.
Okay.
Definitely.
I'm with an A+. I feel like the defensive interior just gotten better. You gotta, even if you decide to keep a guy like Javon Kinlaw, to be a rotational piece, he now reverts to depth, which we're lacking. You bring back Kevin Givens. It's another that's a re-signing that we did. And so now you got Kevin Givens, Javon Kinlaw, Hargrave, and then you got the second year, which is really his rookie year, Kalia Davis, who was supposed to be comped to like a DJ Jones 49ers got a little bit of rotation in the middle.
Definitely. They got a nice rotation. Definitely. Hargrave, Armstead. That's going to be a great interior D line, starting D line. And then having Gibbons as a nice quality backup. I like Davis. We got to see Kinlaw step up.
Yes.
So he needs to step up way more than what he already has done.
And I wonder if the 49ers like realize that, this is definitely not one of those moves for competition, right? We'll get to that next player about the competition. To me, they really decided to just upgrade. I mean, even in my opinion, I think Hargrave is even an upgrade over Armstead, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Javon Hargrave is a major upgrade over what they had last year. Definitely. He's an upgrade over Armstead, but having both of them is just going to be so great because it's just the interior is finally going to be dominant.
I'm super excited.
Finally going to be dominant.
I'm super excited, Jason.
Me
Listen,
too.
we got a new member to the channel. No tacos for life. I don't think my soundboard works. It works in my headphones, but I don't know if y'all can hear it. Did you hear anything? Because I don't think you should have been.
No, I didn't hear anything.
All right, so soundboard is gonna get retweaked. I got a new little hookup that I got going on, but congratulations, No Tacos for Life. Thank you so much for becoming a member of the channel. I do want to shout out a couple of more members from the Breezy's bunch. I see VZ408 is in the building. What's going on, family? And I felt like there was one more. I would have to scroll back up. There we go. Mikey Kimball, Travel Bud 710 is in the building, man. And if I missed any of the Breezy bunch of members, my apologies. I'll find you at some point in the show. Just want to recap some things with Jason. All right, Jay, let's go with the Sam Darnold contract. Now you have the breakdown of his contract. Now, go ahead and explain it to everybody. Sam Darnold was the second player that they'd signed in free agency, so they fulfilled, to me, I don't know if it's filled, but they definitely fulfilled that quarterback, 1, 2, 3 spot, in my opinion. I'm sure they may draft another guy. They may add another guy for the practice squad. They'll probably keep 3 quarterbacks on the active roster or whatnot. Talk a little bit about the Sam Darnold contract, and then you can go ahead and give that grade.
The Darnold contract is a 1-year, $4.5 million contract. $2.45 million base salary is guaranteed. He also has a $1 million signing bonus and then another $1 million per game roster bonus. But the good thing about that one is that only 6 games count. So his cap number is not 4.5. It's more around 3.85 million.
Okay.
And he also has a $50,000 workout bonus.
So if he works out, he gets that $50,000 bonus. You said 6 games. Explain that. I'm
okay. Yeah. So with the per game roster bonus, since he only played in or was active for 6 games last year,
got you.
Only 6 games count against the cap. But the team would need that extra money to pay back him during the season. So it's like it's good for now, but when the season comes, they gotta have that money just in case. That's why you see a lot of restructuring in season to make sure they have the cap room to pay back players and also to make any emergency moves during the season.
Oh, wait a minute. I gotta make sure I'm understanding this so that I make sure everybody else is understanding this, because now I believe last year he was guaranteed $20-something million with the Panthers. I think that was his last year. Remember, they signed his 5th-year option, and so, but he only played in 6 games.
Yeah, he played. Go ahead.
We got to pick up that bill.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
We don't pick up any of that 18 million that he was guaranteed.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
It's just for cap purposes. Basically, 6 games are likely to be earned, so they count. and then the other 11 games are not likely to be earned. So they have to have the rest of that $1 million to pay back to him if he is active all 17 games.
Okay. All right. I feel like the contract that he signed is definitely great for the team.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think that the team feels like he's going to see the light of the day on the field? Or do you think that he has a really strong chance of seeing the field this year?
I think he has a chance to see in the field, because the one thing I just remembered that I wanted to tell everyone is he has a $7 million in incentives that don't count against the cap.
There you go.
That tells me that they expect that he's going to have a chance to play, because we don't know if Purdy's going to be ready week 1. Trey is hopefully going to be the starter then, and then you have Darnold as a backup. They could put Purdy on short-term IR or the physically unable to perform list,
The pup list.
list. Yep.
That's right.
They could do that.
I forgot all about that. Like, the pup list guys is if you get injured during your actual football career, you can start the season on the pup. So you're gonna miss the first 4 weeks of football. It's like an IR, but it's not It's not the IR. It's like another rule, another option.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Wow, I didn't think about that. Remember last year, Kalia Davis, defensive tackle, started on the NFI.
Yes.
And then we did have a player on the pup. I can't remember who it was though.
Verrett.
It was Jason Verrett. He was on the pup, and then they
Yeah.
brought him back. Right. And then he went to season.
Tore his Achilles.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, I like. Do you like the Sam Darnold signing?
I actually do like the Sam Darnold signing.
Okay.
I think he fits the 49ers, what they want to do.
I agree.
But I'm hoping he doesn't have to see the field. I'm hoping it's Trey or Brock, because we really need one of those two to become quarterback 1 of the future. That franchise guy.
I'm with you 100%. But here's the cool thing. This is what I like. This is what I'm thinking Kyle Shanahan is thinking. And I'm not Kyle Shanahan. I'm just giving you probably his thought process. And this is why they went after Sam Darnold. I believe that they were probably in talks when they were trades from the Jets with Sam Darnold, but the 49ers didn't want to pick up that 5th-year option. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was like $18 million they would have been accounted for last year. They just were like, heck nah. And that's when they really decided to make the move, trade up, get the Trey Lance, all that good stuff. I think that Darnold is really going to come in to camp and compete. I really, truly, really believe that. Like, he's going to come in and compete. Like, and that's going to be great for Trey Lance. It's not going to affect Brock at this moment, because technically he can't even practice until probably July-ish, hopefully. And then he won't be able to throw until July, and he won't probably be cleared to practice until sometime August, September. So it won't really affect Brock. But Trey and Sam Darnold, like, I'm telling you, I got my popcorn ready, bro. Like, it's going to be a battle.
Oh yeah. I do believe Sam will get a chance to battle for the starting quarterback job. Definitely. That $7 million incentive that he has, that to me says that they think that he could be the starter, so he's going to get a chance. Not saying he will be, hopefully we don't need, the hope is Brock can come back or Trey can step up and actually, show his potential that he has. So we don't need Darnold to be there in game unless, of course, emergency happens. And if the NFL passes, I think the Lions were the ones who proposed having a third quarterback active, but only if he can only play if the other 2 quarterbacks get injured.
Okay.
So that's that's what would have really helped in the NFC Championship game when we lost both Brock and Josh Johnson.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think when I'm thinking of what's going to go down, and I see my man Ty says, shout out to Ty
Yep, Ty.
Austin out there. He says, of course he's going to compete. What else he's
Of
going to do? But
course.
what I mean is he's going to compete for the starting job. Like he's not going to settle for 2. He's damn sure not going to settle for 3, and he's going to
No.
go out there and make Trey Lance look like he's never played football before. The thing that you get
Yeah.
over Sam Darnold, believe it or not, you're going to get an experienced NFL quarterback. He has way more experience than Trey Lance in the NFL. And so he's going to come in. And what Jason said is those incentives, him making certain benchmarks in that contract, is going to make him want to compete, stay healthy, do what he has to do to keep his behind out there on the field. Trey doesn't have those incentives in his contract. But if Trey wants to remain that in the light as a starting QB, especially for the 49ers, the ball's in his courts. I believe 100% in Trey Lance, but I kind of want to see what this is going to pan out to be. They wouldn't have went. My point is, they wouldn't have went after a 25-year-old quarterback to come in here if they didn't think something different. Like, you know what I mean? Like something's up.
Yeah, definitely something. They definitely, in my opinion, signing Sam Darnold shows to me that not that they don't believe in Trey, but that they want to get the best quarterback out there. They didn't go out and get, I don't know, the lower end quarterbacks names, but like a tier 3 quarterback. They went out and got one that's not, the top tier, but he's right in between that. He's tier 2, and he really signed a team friendly deal. It really is. And it's good for him if he's a starter, because like I said, he gets that $7 million that he can earn.
Mm-hmm. So, which is up to the $11 million, guys, in that contract, which is kind of like one of those Jimmy Garoppolo type of contracts. All right, here it is, guys. I don't know if this is breaking news, but Aaron Rodgers says this, and I quote, "My intentions is to play football and to play for the New York Jets. I haven't been holding anything up at this point. If it's the Packers and the compensation they're trying to get from me. So this isn't on him. This is on the Packers and what the Packers are trying to get in return. It sounds like Aaron Rodgers, ladies and gentlemen, is on his way, to New York, and Green Bay is stunting his process right now. What are your thoughts about Aaron Rodgers getting the hell out of the NFC?
It's about time. It's about time this whole thing is just ended. It's taken way too long. Way too long. His little weekend retreat in the darkness, whatever that was.
He talked about that.
Yeah. It's finally it's on my TV. I don't have the volume on, but yeah. It's about time.
This is what he said about the darkness. He said he went into the darkness about 90% retiring, but it was clear to me, I'm quoting, at this point, while the Packers were saying the right thing public, they were going to move on. He says he wishes he had heard they wanted to move on earlier, but again, this sounds like it's on Green Bay. I don't know if this is Aaron Rodgers, just trying to, shoot his shot and put him down, but we knew this has been going on for the past 4 years. And this is when it happened. When did they draft Jordan Love, bro? Because that's when this started. Honestly,
2020.
Okay, so
they drafted
that's when
Love in 2020.
That's when it started, bro. And he was like, "What? Why would you draft another quarterback?" And Jordan Love was, and not only did they draft Jordan Love, wasn't he a first-round pick?
Yes, he was we picked Ayuk at 25. The rumor was they wanted Ayuk and we jumped up ahead of them. Now, whether the rumor is true or not, we don't know. They took Jordan Love. And Now they're going to have to pick up his 5th-year option, or else he'll be a free agent next year.
Which I don't think that they mind. I forgot the 5th-year option price for quarterbacks, but I don't think that they mind. And they probably draft another guy that they bring in there to come in there and compete, or they'll sign a free agent. There's plenty of them out there. Mariota can go to Green Bay for 1 year. There's a bunch of free agent quarterbacks still available. Just to kind of like back up, which is kind of the route I thought we would go in. Like get a
Right.
guy that kind of like fits the Trey Lance type of a system and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? And instead they went with
Yep.
Sam Darnold, who can literally run every now and
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, he can run.
Yeah, if he has to.
Yeah, better than Jimmy can.
Agreed. Agreed. Which is funny because with Jimmy, congratulations to Jimmy Garoppolo, who's moving on to the Las Vegas Raiders. But pre ACL, I thought Jimmy was going to be the man.
I did
pre
too.
ACL, I didn't think he was going to run a lot, but he definitely wasn't stagnant in the pocket. And then after that one run where he tried to get the extra yard or whatever, he gets the ACL blown, and it's just, and he was never the same for the San Francisco 49ers.
Nope, never the same after that ACL injury.
Wow. Well, I do want to put this out there, Trey Wingo. If you're watching the show, you were right. Trey Wingo was right about his saying that Aaron Rodgers was going to the Jets and blah 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 and all that good stuff. So he was right. They were trying to throw him under the bus, but unfortunately, Aaron Rodgers came out and said that's where he wants to play. It's up to Green Bay and whatever Green Bay is trying to get in return. And that's kind of like what's holding up. I will say Aaron Rodgers is asking. He has a shopping list, Jason. I don't know.
I saw that. He wants Alan Lazard, Randall Cobb,
OBJ,
Mercedes Lewis, and OBJ. Yeah.
That's a shopping list. That's a
list.
Listen, here, let me just explain this. Aaron, you got some wide receivers out there, dog. Like the Jets got a couple of guys I like. You know what I'm saying? Give them guys a try, before you bring in the dinosaurs. That's all I'm saying. Give them guys a try before you bring in the dinosaurs. I could see OBJ going back to New York and playing for the Jets. I honestly can see that one.
Yeah, I can see that too. Yeah, but it's going to depend on what he wants. He apparently wants $20 million a year, and the top receiver on the market, Jacoby Myers, got 11 from the Raiders, 11 mil a year. So he's going to have to rethink that 20 million if he really wants to get on a team that's serious about winning.
All right, listen.
Basically, do you want to win or do you want to make money?
Money, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I feel like if I'm OBJ, I'm at the point in my career where give me some money, but I got to get a championship. Like, what's the point of being one of the best wide receivers in the league and you don't have a championship belt? What's the point of being a wrestler and not getting the world championship belt? Like, what's the point? Like, you got to get one ring. And he almost had it. Well, actually, he does have a ring. The Rams won that year. But he didn't play.
The one ring.
He got hurt.
I mean, he got that. That's when he tore his ACL.
Damn.
So, yeah.
He got hurt. So he does have a ring. So maybe he does want to play for the money. Maybe he's like, dude, I got my ring, man. Bump that. You know what I'm saying? I got it. Aaron Rodgers also said that Jordan Love is going to be a great player. He's a great kid. They got a good young team. So he's endorsing Jordan Love, which is he didn't receive Jordan Love too well at the very beginning. I do want to read this comment. Christy Marie says, I don't know a lot about Darnold, but didn't he have a lot of interceptions? Like a lot? He absolutely did, Christy. I'm not even going to mention the amount of interceptions Sam Darnold threw. But I will say this, he played for the Jets and the Panthers. So if you take that into context, that's kind of how I would do it. I would say last year he went 4-2 as a Panther, and he had 7 touchdowns to maybe 3 interceptions, I believe, as a 4-2 starter. with the Panthers. So you could take that into context too, seeing that maybe he's on the bright side of trending upward. But I think what Jason said earlier is the plan is to make sure Trey Lance is ready and good to go while Brock Purdy's recovering, and Sam Darnold is your insurance plan. And that's a great way to look at it. That's a
Yep.
great way to look at it. So, Christy Marie, I hope that answers your question. Jacqueline Knox with the super chat contribution says, "Hey, Breezy and Jason, great content, guys." All right. She's starting off with a question, a big question, because today's show is titled Big Spenders and Free Agency. Now, word on the street is by 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Darius Slay will no longer be a Philadelphia Eagle, which is ironic because they brought back James Bradbury. But did they only bring him back because Darius Slay was requesting a trade at one point? Now, instead of them being able to find a trade suitor for Darius Slay, they're going to release Darius Slay, which means his contract goes out the window, which means there will be teams swooping down to swoop up the old veteran. What are your thoughts about Darius Slay? What are your thoughts about the 49ers picking up Darius Slay? And how much do you think it's going to cost Darius Slay to play for the 49ers?
First, I like Darius Slay a lot. I think he'd be a great addition to the 49ers. Whether or not they're going to go after him is another, who knows. Do they want to pay two cornerbacks in that 13 to 15 million a year range? Because even though I think he's like 33 or something, I mean, he could still go. So he's going to get his money.
He was all-pro last year and a Pro Bowler too, by the way.
Yeah. So he's going to get like, I mean, you saw Cam Sutton get 11 million a year, and Byron Murphy got like, I think 11 as well, a max of 11 million a year. So Darius Slay is definitely a tier above them, definitely, at least. So he's going to get more. What it is, I can't wait to see what he gets. Is he going to be a 49er? I hope so. I would love it. I wouldn't be mad.
Would you be mad at paying him $13 million a year? They reconstructed Mooney's contract to where he's going to make what, $6 or $7 million this year?
Yeah. I wouldn't be mad if they had two cornerbacks making that kind of money.
I mean, this would fix. All right, let me stop getting so excited. No, let me get excited. This would address. It would shut down any questions that you should have about the 49ers secondary. Okay, you bring back to Sean Gibson, fine. Older guy, ball hawking guy, get your interceptions. Darius Slay last year had 3 interceptions. You could say Bradbury looked like he was the better guy. Darius Slay was on the island. No one threw to him. No one was throwing his way. That's kind of what happens when you're a Darius Slay caliber guy. They pick on the other guy. Hey, this is what I would like. Sign Darius Slay. I don't care what you got to pay him. You said we got the money. We should be able to pay this guy. You got 2 cornerbacks. You could get him on a 2-year deal probably, or a 3-year deal probably. He'll be old as dirt. Figure that out. That's just your thing. Bring him in here. 2 lockdown corners, 2 decent corners in zone, 2 great tackling corners, in my opinion. I think Mooney Ward is probably the best tackling corner in the NFL. Darius Slay is there. He saw only 75 targets. He allowed 41 receptions, okay? He had 48 solo tackles last year, okay? Here's what you get, though. Now you can move Deommodore Lenoir back to the slot.
Yeah.
Now you're not looking to get a slot guy. And then if Deommodore Lenoir, him and Samuel Womack really can go out. Now, last year, Samuel Womack, the rookie, came in, 5th-round draft pick, was beating out Deommodore Lenoir. All of a sudden in camp, they made a switch. Deommodore Lenoir looked like the guy. The moment that Emmanuel Mosley goes down, Deommodore Lenoir goes back to playing cornerback 2, okay? And then they had to, when they got Jimmy Ward back, they put him there at the slot. So I'm not sure how comfortable they are with Samuel Womack in the slot, but they were really comfortable with Diamador Lenore in the slot, and you can fix that if you go out and get a guy like Darius Slay.
Agreed completely. Completely agree.
And I think the best thing about this is the simple fact that Javon Hargrave, is pretty much endorsing it. Like, he put out the
Yeah,
prayer hands and
yeah,
things like that. Darius says he doesn't know who he's going to play next season. Hargrave puts out the prayer hands. Once you're a 49er and you click on something, like, I'm saying that you got to bring this guy back here. Okay, you got to bring
yeah.
him back here. You know what I'm saying? Bring him here. Why not? Sign him to what was the Richard Sherman's contract?
That was a
I know I'm digging up
that was 9.5 a year, but that maxed out at 13.5.
So it was incentive based.
Yes.
Do that. There you go. You're paying one guy max money who only has 2 years left on his contract, and then you bring in Darius Slay on a decent cap hit friendly whatever number to where you give him his signing bonus up front. He makes the majority of that crap, and then boom, there's incentives to where he has to, what if I'm Darius Slay, I would play for that. I need a ring. Now I'm older. I need a ring. Darius Slay needs a ring. Didn't get one in Detroit. Came really close in Philly. Apparently, he doesn't want to be there. They're not trying to bring him back if they're going to release him. Okay. And now he has the opportunity of going to a team of his choosing. He'll be a free agent. Will he go to the team with the most money? Will he go with the team that can possibly get him into that Super Bowl and a Super Bowl victory? That's what we're going to have to stick around and watch. You know what I'm saying, guys? Terra Dome says 59 total tackles. I meant to say he had 48 solo tackles. This guy says if you want to keep Lenore at 2, you can get CJG. I'm hearing this guy. Now, I want CJG here, but I'm hearing that Philly is releasing Slay because they're really going all in on CJG, bro. Like, they brought back and they want to go all in on CJG. Is Sean Button Murphy still available? I thought he got signed.
I think he's still available.
Let's check. I'll go ahead while you go ahead and talk about it. I'll go ahead and check to see if he's still available out there. And if he's available, that's another good option.
Definitely. He's a young kid. I think he can play safety as well.
Which is good, which is what they need.
Versatility.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
He is available. 25 years old, Tampa Bay. Let me just take a quick look at his last contract. I mean, in 2000, he didn't make any money. All right, so this was his last contract. Let me see. He had a 4-year contract. It was a $7.4 million deal. That was his last contract with Tampa Bay. What do you feel like he might be looking for on the market now? This might be one of those mid-tier free agent signings. Yeah.
I think like a $5 to $6 million a year.
Yeah,
would be fair.
I like that. And here's the thing, great one 765. I'm glad you brought this up. This could be one of those options. Here's the thing. I think you go after Darius Slay. You go after the All-Pro. Right, and you make an offer and you stand firm on that offer, and if the All-Pro decides not to bite on that offer, you go to plan B, which could be a guy like Sean Murphy Bunting. Like, it could possibly be that guy. We'll see though. There are definitely options available. If you're saying he could play nickel and he can play outside, that might be what the 49ers are looking for. Or are they really in on Samuel Womack progressing? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. All right, those were our big free agent signings. Now, we did bring back some guys. Thoughts on bringing back Jake Brendel on that deal? What are your thoughts about that?
I like it because it's a maximum value of $20 million on over 4 years, which tells me that it's $1 million incentives each year. So that brings the average down from 5 to 4 million, which I think is what is good for him and for the 49ers. They definitely got him for less than what I believe the Jets offered more money and he wanted to stay in San Francisco. It's the same way that Cleveland offered Hargraves more money, but he took less to come to San Francisco.
Yeah, he decided to come to San Francisco because he wants to win and he
Yeah.
likes the culture.
Mm-hmm.
We don't talk too much about the culture on this show, but listen, the culture here is telling me when you got players willing to take less money during their first. This was Jake Brindle's, by the way, guys. This was the first time he entered free agency.
Yep.
First time. Okay. He's been in the league for several years, but this was the first time he had a chance to enter free agency. He walked the walk. He got a bigger deal from the New York Football Jets, I believe, and turned it down to come to San Francisco because he likes his options here. He likes his coaches here. And more importantly, he loves the players here. And I guarantee you his wife loves it out there. I think that's what it comes down to more. He has a new baby and stuff like that. So that's really saying something big to me. That speaks volumes. I think I talked about that on Twitter. Speaks volumes. I see people say they like Brindle. I like Brindle too. I think Brindle can stand to improve more in his run blocking.
Yeah, definitely.
That's where he struggled. Where he struggled. But I felt like he got better as the season went along.
Yeah, he got better as the season progressed. Definitely. I think I saw something where he only allowed us one sack the rest of the one sack. Yeah. Only one sack.
It was only one sack. And I mean, he got penalized a lot though. I did a comparison of Jake Brindle and there was another center and they both allowed one sack, but it was the guy that just got released. What team was it? They both gave up one sack, but one had less penalties. Last name Powers, maybe
Ben Jones or Ben Powers?
Ben Jones.
Ben
Jones. Ben Powers is a guard. Ben Jones.
Yeah. Tennessee Titans released him.
Yeah. Great one says, I'd rather have my center weaker at run blocking than pass blocking. Yeah, I feel like in the 49ers offense, the center, what made the 49ers offense running game work to perfection was the center's run blocking. And so you go back to Weston Richburg, we were rushing the ball well. When you go back to Alex Mack, we were rushing the ball well. When we got to Jake Brindle, we didn't start rushing the ball well until you got a guy like CMC who can kind of like create his own lanes. But there were plenty of times he got blown up in the backfield. So I don't know. It needs to be really balanced for the San Francisco 49ers. They got to be able to pass block decent. They probably have to be better in run blocking. And I think Brindle will get better. I really do. I really think he'll get better.
I agree.
Christy Marie says, Breezy and Jason, how you guys feel about what Stephen A. Smith said about us getting Lamar? I personally think Lamar will end up back in Baltimore, but thoughts? Any real chance of this happening? Now, I didn't get a chance to hear what Stephen A. Smith said about Lamar Jackson, but I remember doing a show about us trying to acquire Lamar Jackson. And I'm dying to know if his thoughts were some of the thoughts that we talked about here on the show. I don't know. We have to stand out. What are your thoughts about acquiring? We talked about this. I think it was last Wednesday.
Yeah, I had talked last week. Yep.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't see it as a possibility. I agree with Christy. I think he's back in Baltimore. It seems like all the QB needy teams are either signing a quarterback or they're going to draft one. So Lamar, I think he ends up back in Baltimore. He may end up having to play on the franchise tag. And what if he can't get what he wants, what I would do since he does not have an agent, if I could reach out to him as an agent, say it was an agent, I'd say play on the franchise tag. If you can't get your money, play the franchise tag back-to-back years, and then you become a free agent again. Yeah, basically, you finally become a free agent. There'll be a bidding war for you because no way he'll get a third franchise tag. That goes up even higher than 120%.
All right.
Of the previous tag number.
So this is what he said. He said basically if Lamar Jackson goes to the 49ers, they're winning it all. Now, that's what I said. I'm no Stephen A. Smith, but it's the same shit. It's common sense. And I know a lot of people are worried about Lamar Jackson getting injured. Shit, you better be worried about all the other quarterbacks that we have getting injured too. At the end of the day, Lamar would be coming to a team with the best off. He's been the best part of his offense his whole career. He no longer has to be the best part of an offense. He doesn't have to be. So him coming here with an already built offense, you see them stacking back up on defense. They've already gotten better on defense. Now they got to fill in, the depth. But if he came here, what team could beat the 49ers? Name one. Because the moment some shit goes off schedule, Lamar Jackson takes off. And then he immediately turns into a running back. Kyle Shanahan, correct me if I'm wrong, Jason. Kyle Shanahan has been trying to figure out how to fucking get the defense to play 11 on 11 his whole fucking career. And I know I'm saying the F word, but his whole time here, his whole tenure. So he drafted Trey Lance.
Yeah. Yeah. He loves this type of quarterback. That's what he said was his ideal quarterback was like
legs like Lamar.
Lamar, basically like Lamar.
Arm like well, not an arm like Drew Brees. I think he did say an arm like Drew Brees and can run like Lamar. I think that was his thing.
Something like that. Yeah. So
yeah. And listen, there are risks. There are risks, guys. There are billion risks, and the 49ers would have to give up, Jesus Christmas, bro. They would
they'd have to sacrifice a player or two, and I'm not sure.
But tell us the player. You tell us the player, Jason, because when you say this player's name, they're gonna be like, "Oh hell no!" Nah. Tell us that player they would have to sacrifice.
Nick Bosa.
That's a hell no for me.
No. Yeah, it's a hard pass. Hell no.
All the way to the no.
Nope.
I just now what if he okay? Let's say it's not Nick Bosa. What if it was Trent Williams?
That leaves a big gap at left tackle though.
But he may be on the decline.
He could be. I mean, if they could make it work for the next 2 years, sorry, if they can make it work for the next 2 years, salary cap wise, I mean, if they could do it. But
I wouldn't
just
do
not
it.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I'm not John Lynch.
Right. I need Trent Williams to say, "Hey man, I'm retiring." Like that's the only way I would do that. And then if you did that, I'm looking to trade for another. Like I'm trying to get an Orlando Brown or some shit, which he's a free agent, so it's gonna be impossible to get. But I'm looking for the best left tackle on the market if Trent was hinting at retirement. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
right.
That's what I would be doing. But I'm you can't trade Trent. You can't trade Nick.
No.
Any other players that would possibly. Okay, what all right, I'm the Ravens and you're the 49ers. You ready? Here we go. This is what I want. All right, listen, man. Look, we're willing to pay Lamar. We franchise tagging this. We're willing to pay him the 30+ million. But I tell you what, give me Brandon Ayuk, Trey Lance, and a second round pick for next year.
I don't think I would go for it. Just because I love Brandon Ayuk so much.
I know. It's just that we got to pay him next year. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, damn, do we want to pay Ayuk top money? He's gonna have to get he's gonna get a 3-year deal. I think the wide receivers go to right now is signing 3-year deals so they can continue to find the best deal every 3 years.
Yep. Debo did it.
Did it.
The only one McLaurin did it.
Yep.
Metcalf
did it. What's the kid from the Eagles? Oh my gosh.
He did a 4-year deal.
He did a 4-year deal, but they're all represented by the same agent. How funny is that?
Yeah.
How funny is
Yeah.
that? Which I don't know
Yeah.
who Brandon Ayuk's agent is, but some people are saying, how about Fred Warner? Hell no.
Hell no. No.
Nah,
No.
you can't, yo. He's literally the captain of your defense. Nick Bosa might be the best player on the defense. I would say Nick Bosa is the most best player on the defense, the most impact player in the defense. But Fred Warner is the guy. He's the glue. You got to
Oh
keep him
yeah.
around as long as he can continue to play football, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of questions out here. Christopher Blankenship wants to know, would they pick up Orlando Brown for insurance? Now you're talking about a left tackle, okay, and that can be in. So I like this because I think Christopher is talking about insurance just in case Trent Williams decides to call it quits. I actually like this idea because you get him now, you get him to play right tackle for a year or two. And if Trent decides to call it quits, Brown is younger. It's possible he comes in and he's your left tackle again. What are your thoughts on possibly picking up Orlando Brown, free agent left tackle from the Kansas City Chiefs?
I don't see it happening because of what he likely wants. He probably wants what Trent got and more.
Left tackle money, guys. He's a
Yes,
left tackle.
he's a left tackle, and they're not. The NFL apparently views him as a right tackle, but the guy is a left tackle, and he wants to be paid like a left tackle and play left
Absolutely.
tackle. That's the only issue. If he was willing to take right tackle money and play right tackle, I'd say why not do it. But he doesn't want to, so it's a no.
Yeah.
It's
I don't think that like I don't think I've heard him come out and say he doesn't want to play right tackle, Ariel.
right.
He could have. What he's really trying to say is I
He
don't
wants left.
play right tackle. See what I'm saying? Which is
Yeah.
different. It's different to wanting to play it and saying I don't. And the reason why he's saying that he doesn't is because he's trying to get paid.
Oh yeah. Yep.
he
He wants to get that Trent Williams money.
He wants the left tackle money, which is weird
Yep.
that he wasn't the first off the board. All these teams don't need a left tackle. What is going on?
Yeah. You had McGlinchey.
He got paid.
Wow. 17.5 million a year. I'm just surprised. I shouldn't be because I said he was going to get 15 to 18 million, and
you were just saying that just to be saying it, Jason. And then when it happened, you were like,
yeah.
what the what?
What
the what? Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a couple of super chat contributions I want to get to. We're getting to our hour. Sean Shepard says, this is my brother right here, man. Funny guy. He says 313 is the greatest Niners day ever. That bum is gone. Garbagalo day 313 2023, the day we took out the trash. Bye. Don't let the door hit ya. What a good Lord split ya. All right. On the behind. Be blessed. Sean, you are hilarious, bro.
I love it.
Hey, he's gone. We no longer have to talk about Jimmy Garoppolo. I tell you what, though, Sean, you know what Breezy's going to be doing this year? I'm going to make sure I'm subscribed to like the Raiders channel, and I am going to follow Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm just going to do it. I want to see if he can play all the games. If Jimmy Garoppolo plays every game and he remains healthy, I'm going to go find him. That's A. B, I want to see how well he does in a different system. Is he a systematic quarterback, or is he can he play quarterback? He's been with two systems. Josh McDaniels is a system guy. We'll see how it works out. But I tell you right now, I'm going to be watching that, Sean. I promise you. And then Miss Jacqueline Knox is back. She is afraid. Listen, Jason, she's afraid that the 49ers are going to touch Jordan Mason and Nick Bosa. Can you please walk Jacqueline off the ledge and let her know that Jordan Mason isn't going anywhere because he's cheap, and Nick Bosa will be here hopefully throughout his career.
Don't worry about it, Jacqueline. Jordan Mason will not be going anywhere because, like Wayne said, he's cheap, very cheap. like minimum. As for Nick Bosa, he's getting paid. They're not gonna let him go. You can't, because you have nobody else opposite of him right now. Drake Jackson, we hope he's gonna become that next, that speedy edge rusher opposite Nick. But nah, Nick's gonna get his bag. They're gonna have to that Brinks truck. They're gonna have to back it up and give him that money.
It's gonna be about 3 of them Brinks trucks. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, so Jordan Mason, Jacqueline, listen. The 49ers value him, and I'm gonna tell you how I know they value Jordan Mason. They would not put him on the practice squad.
Right.
Like they knew and they wouldn't play him for long periods of times. They knew the moment the NFL gets film on him, they could potentially probably lose him. So they kept him active so that he didn't get a contract from a different team. The moment he hit practice squad, the moment he hit the waiver market, somebody could
He
have
would
picked
have
him
been.
up. He would have
Yep, he
been
would have been
gone.
claimed.
That's why.
And also, in my opinion, sorry to cut you off.
No, you good.
They played him over Ty Davis Price.
But explain why.
He's probably better than Ty Davis Price.
Probably.
And I don't understand the third round running back obsession that Kyle has.
All right. Ty Davis Price dealt with a little bit of an injury last year.
Yes, he did.
Third
Yeah.
round pick. I don't know if Jordan Mason's better. I think it's hard to tell because Ty didn't really get a chance to play last year. This year, you might see more of Ty Davis Price spelling, but we still got Elijah Mitchell. But to me, Ty Davis Price is insurance on Elijah Mitchell because Elijah Mitchell can't stay healthy. Jordan Mason is what Terradome is saying. They hit him last year.
Oh, they hit him big time.
That's why you didn't see him get that rock. We're like, yo, this kid doesn't get tackled. Why not just put him in the game?
I know.
And because it was going to cause confusion, and the Niners would have had to continue to figure out how to keep him active and all these different types of things. Plus, he gives you a bonus on special teams. You know what I'm saying? So
it's like Danny Gray. He didn't get much playing time on offense, but the kid is great on special teams as a gunner. He plays so well.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be interesting. I'm curious to know your order of the running backs. I believe we keep 4. So if you had to give me your 4 running backs, it's going to be awkward though, Jason, if we draft a guy or if we sign another kid that has potential undrafted. It's going to be so crazy. What are your thoughts on the running backs the ordering of the running backs?
CMC is first, of course.
That's number 1, guys.
I got Mitchell number 2.
Mitchell number 2.
I got Mason 3. And then Davis Price 4.
It's my same order. It's my same order. And it's not unfortunate for Ty Davis Price. Ty Davis Price just can't be as bad as Trey Sermon in camp. If he's not as bad as Trey Sermon, he'll be just fine. 49ers will keep 4 running backs, and then they'll find some guys they can stash on the practice squad. I agree with 420 Savage, though. Elijah Mitchell's a great back.
Yeah.
But the kid, I personally believe he was a little dinged up his rookie year, but he just played through it. And I wonder if that affected him this year when he got bigger, he gained more muscle and all these different types of things. You know what I'm saying? So I'm curious to see how he's gonna come back, this particular season. Listen, we've recaptured some of the signings. We haven't signed anybody big. Free agency officially begins at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, ladies and gentlemen. That is the time that the new league year starts. All right, the new league year starts. All right, Peachy Brown is in the building with a super chat contribution. She says, "Great show today, fellas. Just showing some love to Wayne and Jason, the money man. Fire. Maybe I should send my clip from the roundtable to Slay, where I'm begging for him." Yes, Peachy did the roundtable with Grant Cohn and the other ladies of the faithful, and she I don't know if Peachy foreshadowed this, because I'm gonna be honest, Peachy, when you first said it, I'm like, Peachy, he said free agent. He said free agent. And so Peachy was like, I don't know if he's a free agent or not. That's who I want on this team. I tell you what, it's crazy how Darius Slay is soon to be a free agent. Peachy foreshadowed it. Peachy spoke it into existence. Let's hope it comes to fruition, Peachy. Darius Slay to the Bay. I'm about that life. I'm about that life, Peachy. Thank you for the contribution. Oh, he's singing right to the tune of the show. He's like, Slay to the Bay, Slay to the Bay. I hear you. What's your dog's name?
I got Honey right here.
Honey.
On the other couch.
No. Gotta be singing on my Mariah Carey. All right, I got the poll ready to read the results, and then I want to get your feedback and what you think. Before we do that, we got another contribution from Jacqueline Knox. Breezy, you can get a signed Jordan Mason jersey. Please give it away so that I can win.
Yeah.
I'll try. I don't think he's signing stuff yet. It's weird. I haven't seen anything signed, but I'll look. Trust me, I will do my star search for Jordan Mason signed apparel. I guarantee you Mariah probably can get her hands on that stuff before Breezy can. She's an expert at that. And speaking of Mariah, I will be on the 49er Faithfully podcast today at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 2 p.m. for you guys. Oh, shoot. I got time. Forgot. It's my time. 5 p.m. my time. I'll be joining Taryn and Mariah on their podcast. So it's going to be really fun. I can't wait to. Thank you for the contribution, Miss Jacqueline. All right, here go the results. What position should the 49ers spend big on next? Let me remind everybody that we no longer we don't have a kicker. Will we spend big on a kicker? Not in totality, right, Jason? It's going to be more guaranteed money.
Right. Yeah, more guaranteed money. I think if any kicker we sign, it's going to be Robbie Gould back. Because I heard rumblings that they may be negotiating with him, but another team has jumped in.
Yes.
So it'd be nice to get him back, but it also would be nice to have a younger kicker for the long haul.
I could dig that. I could dig that for sure. Let me ask you this. How much would it cost to bring in a cornerback? You talked about Darius Slay. You talked about Sean Bunting. What do you think the 49ers are willing to spend on a cornerback? I guess that's my question.
I think they're willing to spend minimum $5 million, maximum maybe $10 million a year.
Ooh, you just brought up something super important. Emmanuel Mosley went to the Detroit Lions on a $6 million deal. The 49ers weren't willing to spend that on Emmanuel Mosley. Do you think they'll be willing to spend that on a different cornerback?
I hope so. I hope so. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with Mosley. I wish they kept him. Because I really love E-Man.
I'll explain this, guys. All right, here we go. We all loved E-Man. We thought that E-Man, he's had every opportunity. Unfortunately, he couldn't stay healthy. And so I guarantee you, Jason, off the top of your head, what was Jason Verrett's 1-year deal last year with the Niners?
League minimum $895K.
It wasn't more than that?
No, it was the league minimum. He could make an extra $152,500 had he played 55% of the defensive snaps.
Okay.
They got him on a 1-year veteran minimum contract last year.
Do you think the 49ers presented that to Emmanuel Mosley?
Possible. And that would have maybe made him say, I was playing best ball of my life before that injury, and now they're going to value me at minimum. Nah, I'm going to take the money.
Yafi says it was reported Mosley didn't want to come back because he wasn't guaranteed the starting job. Hey man, this is what I like about the 49ers, man. They don't give a fuck if you get injured or not. They going with the person who they feel is the hot hand. I don't know if
Yeah.
I agree with this. I think that the 49ers lowballed him
Hmm.
and he had other offers. And I think the Niners thought that he wouldn't get much from his offers because he was coming off the ACL. And I think the 49ers hit him with one of those contracts, bro. I don't know if it would be vet minimum. I think they hit him with like a $4 million deal, bro. Like for a
Yeah.
1 year, 4 million or 3 point something million, worth up to 5.5 million based on incentives. If you can play this and you can do this, you get this many interceptions. You know what I'm saying? It was an incentive-based
Yep.
deal. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I don't know what his
Yeah.
guarantees were in Detroit. I don't know what it is,
Yeah. I'm
but
not sure.
it's up to 6
Haven't
mil. So
heard. I know it's a $6 million deal.
yeah, so it's a 1 year deal.
So.
So I
Yep.
mean, I'm asking that because I'm curious to know, like, if there is a guy out there, other than Darius Slay, Sean Murphy Bunting. I hope I said that right, or Sean Bunting Murphy. Can't remember which way you say it.
Murphy
Might be
Bunting.
Murphy, but might be a really good option later. You won't see the signing now. They're gonna let the draft happen. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Listen, there's a lot of free agents that is going to be free agents for a period of time. They'll end up, some guys go in the first wave, some guys go after the draft, and then some guys
Hmm.
go right before the season when there's injuries and things like that from the camps. So there's 3 waves to me, and then there's during your season. There's 4 waves of free agency. Believe it or
Oh
not, it
yeah.
lasts all year
Yeah.
long.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's gonna be really important. I'm gonna get to the results really quickly, but we got another super chat contribution from Sean. Sean says, "You notice this is the first year we have started getting rid of all the players that got hurt every year. Mostly Mosley, Aziz, McBuck. I can't even say McBuckclinchy and Kinlaw. Well, Kinlaw's still here, but you're
Yep.
right. They possibly could
Hmm.
be moving on because of the injury. They're starting to
Yep.
say we need to move away from this. We're the most injured team. We deal with the most injuries all year long. Yes, that this could be a thing. So, Sean, I did notice that. And I'm glad you brought that up, and thank you for the contribution. Here are the results. Which position should the 49ers spend big on? You have 4 choices, Jason: cornerback, right tackle, edge, or kicker. Which one would you spend big on from these 4 positions?
Me, I like Edge, a Yannick Ngakwe guy. Yannick
That's
Ngakwe.
Kylie's
Yeah.
guy. Yeah. That's my man Kylie's guy. That's his guy. He's been wanting him. I wanted Marcus Davenport. Ngakwe was my number 2. I saw a report that Jadeveon Clowney wanted to play for the 49ers. I'm praying that that's not true. I'm praying. That's Moses'
Not.
guy. I can't. I wouldn't be able to do it. 46% though went with the cornerback position. I think everybody is high on Darius Slay, bro. I
Yeah.
think that's what it is. And once Darius Slay disappears and he doesn't become a 49er, I would re-ask this question because I think they might not be as high. But the second percentage, 24% went to right tackle because they don't believe
Wow.
that Colton McKivitz is the guy. Which I'm with them. Shit, bring in some
Yeah.
competition.
Yeah.
Bring in a
But
real right tackle.
But I think they're gonna draft one. Is what I think they're gonna do.
I'm with you. We'll do that on another show. Once we get through this first wave, we'll start getting
Yeah.
into draft stuff all next week, guys. So get ready. It's gonna be crazy. This is who Great One 765 is recommending for a right tackle, Ali Udo. Right tackle.
Vikings right tackle. He played for the Vikings.
Okay. So
Yeah.
he's available. He's
also
available.
versatile. He can
Okay.
play guard and tackle.
Here we go. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. Now, listen, before we get up out of here, do not leave yet. I just want to do a quick screen share. I want you guys to see all the hard work my man Jason is doing behind the scenes. All right. So I know a lot of us go to Over the Cap, a lot of us go to Spot Rack, but if you're going, just deal with 49ers stuff, right? You want to deal with articles about your Niners. You want to see the cap. It's not going to get more accurate than going to 49ers cap.com. Now, I'm going to post that at the bottom of the screen because I want you guys to see that. And then I'm going to share the screen so he can give you just a quick breakdown on what his site is like. Okay. And you guys can, check it out at your convenience. Let me get rid of this banner majiggy. All right, we'll go with can I do this overlay? I can. All right. Well, actually, I'll get rid of that too. All right. So let's go ahead and check this out. I'm gonna blow it up a little bit, Jason, and just give guys give everybody out there a quick rundown on what they can get here.
Well, first off, you're going to see is all my articles, basically the news and anything that I do cap wise. Like, I'll break down the cap. I'm going to do a breakdown of what the 49ers have after this week. I'm going to do that sometime this weekend or next week early. You can have the cap summary for all the years that players are under contract. So if you look, we're 12.116 million under right now. I have the tracker for all the signings and departures, our current roster down there. Twitter feed is also down there for all the tweets that get sent out for all my articles. And then at the top, I have pages for every single year. It has the salary cap table broke down.
Oh wow!
So there's a lot of stuff on the site that you guys can go through. And if there's anything you guys think I can improve on, please let me know.
Guys, feedback is critical. This is how we continue to grow and get better. So that's why we keep saying comment in the comment section. Leave this feedback. Blah 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 blah. Like don't worry. We're trained to handle constructive criticism.
Yep.
Right? That's what we do. We just want to make sure that we look the best, sound the best, and are the best for you. That's what we do. Here's the thing I love the most about your thing, the ticker at the top. You had me at the top of the page. You got the ticker going. Is let me know all the moves that the 49ers have made as far as who they're bringing in and who is going to be leaving. And so that's dope. I told you this is 49ers related. So he's telling you where some of the other players, Samson Ebukam, headed to the Colts. He's giving you the restructures. We didn't even talk about the restructuring. And that's the whole reason why we may be able to even be a big spender right now in free agency, because we had a couple of restructures. And before we go, I got to ask my man Jason, does he see any more players getting restructured before we go? But listen, make sure you go to 49erscap.com. The link will be in the description of the show. All right. It's also ticking at the bottom. All right. Now, Jason, I do want to ask you, are the 49ers done restructuring? Because they got to get it in by 4 p.m.
I think they're done for today, but don't be surprised if tomorrow or, a day, by the end of the week, they do another restructure. So don't be surprised.
So they can restructure after the new league year starts. They just needed to be under the cap by the start of the new year. Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you. If you had to pick a player, who would be the next restructure for the 49ers?
Probably Eric Armstead.
Really? See, a lot of people saying don't touch Eric Armstead.
Yeah, I wouldn't, but I think they view him as a Niner for life, so they're gonna just extend him next year. I agree. I agree with CMC. I think that should be the guy. I would restructure the younger players. CMC, Ward, and Warner. You already did Ward and Warner. Do McCaffrey. Give him a little bit of guaranteed money up front.
Because I'm nervous when we talk about Christian McCaffrey, who is playing for zero guarantees. If you're playing for zero guarantees, how does that work then? Like, let's say his agent told him, all right, man, you're not getting any guaranteed monies, but you do $12 million. How does he make the $12 million if the Niners aren't guaranteed to pay him anything?
There is a rule that once the player makes the 53-man roster, so McCaffrey qualifies. If you have 4 years or more of service, you get your base salary guaranteed. So
Gotcha.
he will have it guaranteed this year. But if he were to do a restructure, he'd get the money now instead of having to wait and get paid weekly.
Got you. All right. It's kind of like how, they were going to have to do Jimmy Garoppolo the same way, but then he did a restructure last year, which freed up cap space and he got the incentives based. I think I'm just nervous. I want to get him restructured because I don't want him to not want to play football for the 49ers without having any guarantees. That's a little bit scary. Jason, it's
Same
been a
here.
pleasure, man. I hope to have you back next Wednesday, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, guys, Jason will be back next Wednesday. This has been fun. We'll try to have Tony in here with us next Wednesday as well. We'll probably be getting into the draft talk, or there might be other 49er free agent sightings. Again, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the new league year starts. It's a new season. It's a new day for the NFL, for the San Francisco 49ers. Most importantly, Javon Hargrave will be official. Sam Darnold will be official. Ain't no more talks. Kevin Givens, official. All those contract talkings and tamperings will be official by 4 p.m. And I'm hoping there's no renege stuff going on. And we've seen it before. You saw Zadarius Smith do it. I think last year he was supposed to be on one team and he ended up going to a different team, So
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy out there. So we're just hoping things work out. Jason, it's been a pleasure having you on. Make sure you guys follow him on Twitter at 49ers Cap, right? 49ers Cap.
Yep.
Make sure you follow him on Twitter, guys. We love y'all. Stay up, stay faithful, always keep it nitty gritty. And thanks for watching, baby. Peace out, y'all.